Okie dokie. So here's week 21, part 3. We're dealing with exponents and we are becoming masters. So just take a look at these instructions. It says simplify and express your answer as a single term without a denominator. The denominator is the thing in the bottom. So we basically need to combine the bases, right, by either adding the exponents or subtracting, and then write it so that it's not a fraction. So for our first step, we're going to leave the top or the numerator alone, and then down below we're going to add the exponents. So our denominator becomes z to the 11th. So now we are subtracting exponents. 4 minus 11 would give us negative 7. So what this would tell us is that this is equal to z to the negative 7. So this is the way we're going to write our answer, not as 1 over z to the 7th. Even though those are the same things, because the question asks us to write it without a denominator, we're going to write it like this. Okay, so f to the 0, well, we could add. We could realize that f to the 0 is just 1 and 1. Or we can add all the exponents, 0 plus 1 plus 0. So up top we have f to the 1, and down below we also have an f to the 1. So two ways to think about this. One way is we can subtract the exponents, which would give us f to the 0. Anything to the 0 power is equal to 1. Or we could think about this as we have something divided by itself. And anytime you have something divided by itself, that is equal to 1. For example, 4 divided by 4, yep, you guessed it, that's equal to 1. So 1 is our answer. Sounds good to me. Number 3, that's a 3, even though it kind of looks like a 5. So let's see, we're dividing the bases, so we're going to subtract the exponents. You don't have to write this step, I'm just throwing it in there so that we know where we got our answer. And 19 minus 43, let's see, if it were 20 minus 43, it'd be negative 23. So this is going to be a negative 24. So we say w to the negative 24. And again, it's equal to 1 over w to the positive 24, but that's not the way we're going to write our answer because of what the instructions ask. Okay, question 4. B to the 0. What's b to the 0? Yep, 1. So let's think about it like this. We're going to subtract the exponents. 0 minus 6. Yep, so that's b to the negative 6. Again, we are expressing our answer without a denominator. Question 5. So this is all multiplication between the bases, h and h and h. So multiply, multiply, multiply means we're going to add the add the exponents together. And we know that 2 plus 7 plus 6 is 15. So if we were multiplying those all together, we'd get h to the 15th. Pregunta 6. So I'm going to multiply the c's, the bases, together in the denominator by adding the exponents. 4 plus 3 gives us 7, and a c to the 7. And again, here we have this funny situation where the top is the same as the denominator. So we know that equals 1. And if you're not feeling that, you're like, yeah, it doesn't really make sense, you could always subtract. So 7c to the 7 minus 7, which would be c to the 0. And then you'd be like, aha, anything to the 0 power equals 1. So let's have now you try. And so you're going to put this on pause and try those questions on the back, and then check out the answers. All right, welcome back. So hopefully you paused and you've solved these out. And you're just going to check the answers. So I'll write them down. Let's see, 14. So this would, question 7 would be z to the negative 12. And question 8 would be f to the negative 3. And question 9 would be w to the negative 14. And 10 would be b to the positive 5. And 11 would be h to the 6. And number 12 would be c to the negative 10. Boom. Hope you got those all right. Give yourself a 100% pat on the back. Thanks for listening.